Super far away from the camera, and this is very unorthodox for me because today I am doing the Furry Friends Tag, and the problem is I have too many furry friends. So let's get closer to the camera so I can point them out to you. Okay, I wasn't tagged by anybody to do this or anything like that, but I saw SeantaMarie do this video on YouTube, and I kept saying, oh my god, I'm totally gonna do this. Except the problem is we have 4 dogs, and I needed to figure out a way to get them all on camera, and this was the way that I could do it, was try to get them in front of the Christmas tree and eating bones. But I put all their beds out there and they still all spread out, and in fact that little one in the corner over there, she totally like went behind the Christmas tree, and it took like an arm and a leg for me to get her from getting trapped back there. But anyway, so let's go into the tag. The first question is, what are the names of the dogs? So this is Chubbs. He's chewing his bone. I'll have to do zoom ups and close-ups of them later. The fawn pug in the corner over there is Dizzy. The black pug sitting in the big dog bed is Leela. And this big black dog right here, that is Chance. What are their breeds? Like I said, Chubbs here is a blue pit bull. The 2 girls are pugs, and then Chance is a mix of a Labrador Retriever and an American Bulldog. How long have you had him or her? I've actually had Leela, and when she was born, I bought her from a breeder. My husband got Chubbs when he was a puppy as well. He got him from a friend who needed to get rid of some puppies that they accidentally had, and so he got him for free. Tino inherited Chance from his cousin when he was like 6 months old, after she couldn't take care of him because he was just too sickly at the time. He found the other bone. And then Dizzy was actually my brother's dog, and he actually gave her to my parents for a little bit. And at the time I was living with my parents when I was transitioning between Colorado and Florida, and I fell in love with her, and my husband fell in love with her. So when I officially moved to Florida, we said, hey, do you mind if we take Dizzy with us? And they said yes, so we took her. So we have in total 4 dogs. How did we get him or her? A friend was Chubbs, a breeder, Leela, cousin for Chance, and my brother from Dizzy. How old are they? Leela is the oldest. She turns 8 next month. Chubbs is the next oldest. He is 6. He'll turn 7 next year. Chance, I think he's 3.5. He'll be 4 next year. And Dizzy will actually turn 3 this year. She'll be 3 in like 2 weeks. Super cute. Like, she is born right before New Year's, so she's like a New Year's baby. What type of personalities are they? Leela she's very sweet, but she's also very independent, and sometimes too independent to where she becomes like a curmudgeon, where she's like that old guy who's like, hey, get off my porch. Like, that's her personality. She's like, don't mess with my stuff. I'm kind of old and grumpy. Chubbs is like, loves attention, very, very affectionate. He is the most obedient of the 4 dogs, but he's also the smartest of the 4 dogs. And he is just like, he just loves attention, and he has like the saddest puppy dog face. He is like notorious for like abusing the puppy dog face. Chance, oh my gosh, he's like so tired over here in the corner. He's like, I'm done with this bone, man. I'm so tired. He is like the man's best friend. Like, if you talk dogs and man's best friend, that's him. He will follow you everywhere you go, and he will make sure you are okay. And he's probably that dog who will like take care of the baby. Like, if you left a baby by itself, he would go and take care of it. Like, he's just like the man's best friend. And then Dizzy, she is the crazy one. She is like hyper. She is like the puppy of the family. She's just outrageous and crazy, but she's also very sweet and affectionate. She loves attention. Like, she craves attention, but it's always on her terms. Like, she'll come and smother you and snuggle up to you, but if you try to smother her, she will like freak out. So yeah, that's the personalities of the 4 dogs. 7, what is your relationship like? I absolutely adore all 4 dogs. I will be honest, I do favor the pugs because they're my dogs. They came from my side of the family, while the boys came from my husband's, and so, you know, unfortunately we do have some favoritism, but, you know, I love all the dogs. Chubbs and I have kind of a love-hate because he's always trying to sleep on my side of the bed, and he always smushes my legs, and then they'll fall asleep, and then I'll wake up in pain, and it's such a pain in the butt. But that's like the only love-hate we have, and he's the kind of dog where if he finds a spot, he's not moving. He's not moving. Otherwise, everybody's good. Come here, Chance. Come here. Oh, you're gonna bring your bone? No, you're just gonna... Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna have to clean the carpet because you made a mess. Okay. Yeah, Leela is definitely like is my first child. Like if I had a baby and it was my first child, like that was Leela. Leela is the first dog I'd ever owned. That was my own. That wasn't like the family dog or my parents' dog. Like I bought her myself, and so I have like a huge attachment to her. And then like Dizzy, I took care of her for like a few months when I was with my parents, and so I have like a huge attachment to the 2 pugs because I just had a lot of personal time with them. The next thing is, what are your favorite pastimes? I don't really understand this question, like pastimes. I know with like Leela, like the biggest memory that I always have of her is that she was like the backpacking pug, which is the reason why my brother ended up buying Dizzy in the first place, was because we would all go backpacking, myself, my brother, and some friends and stuff, and she would come with us. She would have her own little backpack, she would have her own stuff, and she would go on hikes with us and do all that. So she was like the backpacking pug, and we'll occasionally like joke around that she's like an adventure pug, and then like jokes that we have is of Dizzy is that she's like an agility pug because she's always like jumping around. She's got really quick reflexes, and we could see her doing like an agility training course because she's so hyper. The boys, you know, I don't really have pastimes with them. I've been with them for 3 years, but I mean, our life is pretty basic here with the kids because we don't get to do as much stuff since we have so many dogs, and so we're just home a lot. Chance, he is a water guzzler. He loves water, so anytime I like describe Chance, he's like the baby pool. Like he'll drink an entire baby pool. Nicknames, we call them Bears, Bots, Mott's, like Mott's applesauce. He's Chumper Bees, Chance Bears, Leela and Dizzy we also call them Bears. We call them all Bears. Like Bears is the huge one. My mom calls Leela Lils. Dizzy can be Diz sometimes. But yeah, we always joke about like Mott's applesauce. Ever since some iPhone joke. And so we call the dogs Mott's. And we also call them Mertz. My favorite cartoon, my favorite cartoon of all time is Rugrats, but my favorite cartoon right now is Phineas and Ferb. Like I love Phineas and Ferb. It's like the only cartoon I watch as an adult. And Doofenshmirtz is, we always make fun of Doofenshmirtz, and so we ended up calling like our dogs the Mertz, like for Doofenshmirtz, and we'd be like, oh, it's the Mertz. So we call them Mertzes. Like, oh, it's the Mertz. And we call them bees, like honeybees, because like my husband and I will call each other bears and bees, and so we tend to like take our nicknames for each other and like put them to the dogs so they become bears and bees, and yeah, little bees and Dizzy bees. And so yeah, these are our bears, these are our 4 dogs. I will try to pick up the camera and do like one-on-one introductions because right now they're so far away from each other. And yes, I am in pajama pants because the dogs are very hairy and I don't ever like to wear nice clothes around them. So 90% of the time my husband and I are in like sweatpants because we have the dogs out. And we usually get dressed like at the very, very last minute just to avoid that. Leela, come here. Come here, bears. Oh, and Dizzy is like playing behind the tree right now. Leela, okay, so Leela doesn't want to see me right now because she's so hung up on the other dogs eating bones. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other dog's bones and then we'll do some close-ups of the dogs. So this here is Chubbs. He is the blue pit bull and he is like in the shadows because he's hanging out at the edge of the room where the light doesn't really reach very well. This one I just had to corral because she was behind the Christmas tree again. But this one is Dizzy. This is the youngest of all the bears. And oh, by the way, we do call our bears kids. This one is the oldest. This is Leela. She's like the king of the castle, or like Queen of Sheba. She thinks she owns everything and anybody. And oh, we joke around. We call her the Kraken because like, if the other dogs start getting rowdy, she will like make this big crazy face. She won't bite them or attack them, but she'll like make these funny noises, and we call her the Kraken. Like, don't mess with the Kraken. And then this is Chance, and his gums are bleeding a little bit. So that's why his bone is red, but he's the biggest. He's 107 pounds, but he is also like man's best friend. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. I wish the dogs were closer, but they are just like all over the place, as you guys can see, and they are ready for dinner. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these bones away from them and go feed them. Thank you guys for watching. This is Erica from Brains to Beauty.